Hi, Pat from Northwoods. We're going to do our fourth card in our 3D butterfly and bird class. So I want everybody to pull out your downy woodpecker. So we have our woodpecker, and then I also, excuse me, I dropped it. We have an extra little one that we're going to color and cut out and mount to make it 3D when we're all said and done. So let's start with our instructions. Step number 1. Again, because we have a frame, we're going to color the inside of the frame for our background with marker 533, putting a generous amount between your images and around the frame, as you can see. And then we're going to take our wet paintbrush and just start to soften that a little bit. And actually, for this, it's almost better because it's such a small area, we're going to use the smaller brush, the number 4 essential brush from Germany. And again, round tip, so easy to work these colors, soften those lines, pull out the color between, and as you can see, that's going to really make your image pop. So we'll do that all the way around the entire image. So if you look on step number 2, you can see I've done that and see how that makes the image pop. So that is 533. Then the next step, you're going to take marker 025 and just put a little bit of color on the blossom, on the inside of the blossoms of your tree. Okay, and you don't need to blend that, you can just leave that. Okay, the next step, 133, you're going to color the entire frame in 133, a generous amount around that whole frame. 133. Then you're going to go back with the marker 136. It's a little bit darker green, and you're going to add some of that over part, and actually I used a pretty generous amount on this frame, over that lighter green, which is 133. And then you're going to take your wet paintbrush, and then you're going to pull that color into the lighter green and soften those lines so you completely lose the lines between the two colors. So again, pull that out. And again, don't worry about going outside the lines going outward because you'll be cutting this out anyway. So again, pulling that out, softening that with your wet paintbrush. Okay, so that's your frame. Next step, we're going to color the flowers. And now we're going to use a pink color, 703, and then we're going to add the pink towards the center of each flower. You can see going all the way around using your brush end tip. And then take your wet paintbrush and pull that out to the side. Okay, so that's 703, and try to not color where the yellow centers were. So all the way all around the flowers so you get this look when you're done. Now the branch, what we'll use is a brown marker, 947, and again, our artist Jean did a great job to show us where to put the darker areas of your color on these shading lines. And then also on the branches, and then on the areas where it's really thin, take your fine end of your Tombow and just go ahead and add your color there. It's much easier to stay in the lines there, and then also here too. Then you will take the wet paintbrush and pull those colors out. Excuse me. So, and then also on the branch. Now, after we did the blue jay, you're going to think, this is much easier. And it truly is. The blue jay is a really challenging bird. But as you can see, you can really make a beautiful coloring when you just play with colors. But one thing about the woodpecker, there's not a lot of color on it. So we've got the branches done, we've got the flowers done, we've got the frame done. Now we're just gonna finish up the bird. So we're gonna take marker N65, and on this one I would just take the fine end tip and then add color over his feet. And then you'll add just a little bit of that N65 over the body, towards the wing of the woodpecker, and then just a little bit here and here. And then take your wet paintbrush, make sure you get the pink off of it, and then you're just gonna soften that a little bit. But you wanna leave some white highlights here. The same goes up here, and then same here. So softening that just a little bit. Then also, let's put a little bit of gray on his beak, like so. So we've got that almost done. Now I'm gonna use just a tiny bit of yellow, add a little yellow there. Make sure your gray is cleaned off, and you're just gonna soften that a little bit, like so. And then the final step is our red. And the woodpecker has just a tiny bit of red. We're just gonna add a little bit of red here, and you don't need to blend that. So you are done. So much easier to color a really beautiful image. And then once you've got that done, we're gonna mount that, cut the circle out, mount that on your base card. And what I did, I used two different dies. I used a circle die and kind of a scallop die with the paper just to make it pop. And then I cut my extra woodpecker out, and then I'm gonna mount it right on top, like that. And then you've got a 3D woodpecker card, and I just put a saying, "You're my kind of perfect." Now in this case, for the glitter, I'm going to use a couple different ones here. One of our new pinks is called Petal Pink in our Easter, Floral Easter Fun. I'm gonna put some pink in the flowers, or some glue in the flowers first, and then add some of the Petal Pink. It's a real pretty color. And then on the body of the woodpecker where it's white. Whenever I've got a lot of white, I love, and especially with the gray, like to add just a crystal glitter on top of that. So again, with the glitter, less is more. So that is our woodpecker done. So we have completed all 4 cards in the class. So just as a quick review, we've got our beautiful monarch pear on sunflowers. We've got our gorgeous monarch on a beautiful dahlia. We've got that woodpecker, or I'm sorry, blue jay pear that is a little challenging to color, but really fun once you've mastered it. And then finally, our downy woodpecker on a branch. So I want to thank you all very much for taking our class. I know you're going to have fun working on these at home. I wish we were there to do it with you. But again, in our new world, this is probably the best we can do for now. So hope these videos helped. Please go to Oscar's store, go online, order from her, support her store. She is the reason why we're able to do these classes. And again, thank you so much, and stay safe and stay well.